Hi, it's Lisa White again, and I am now going to make a video about walking the Camino de Santiago and what to take along in the way of a first aid kit. I went way overboard on this, and I'm not suggesting anybody take as much stuff as I did, but I just was trying to be better safe than sorry. So I actually bought a first aid case on Amazon so that if something, like if I fell over and was non-responsive and people were going through my backpack, they would pick this up. In fact, I'm rather obsessive. I bought 1, 2, 3 first aid kits on Amazon, just to be sure. So in this main one, I took this stuff. This kind of goes along with the foot video I'm gonna make, but you know, one of my biggest concerns was blisters. I did a lot of practice walking and hiking before we went, and I had an issue with blisters, and I was very grateful to the other people who've made YouTube videos because I pretty much tried everything that they suggested I try, or that people who walk the Camino try, and I ended up doing all of it, so at one time. But anyway, I'll talk about that when I talk about, I'm gonna do a video about shoes and feet. But of course I took Band-Aids. I took regular Band-Aids. These didn't really use these, just had them. But of all the Band-Aids I took a bunch. I have 4 left, and I was willing to share, of course. But I took Band-Aid brand, blister prevention Band-Aids. And I'll tell you what, I wore them every day, and they're expensive. I was really shocked. So I tried to get a knockoff brand on Amazon, and it just was crummy. So you really have to use the good stuff. And then I took a pair of tweezers for blisters or whatever. And I took Skin Glide, but it was kind of a big tube, so I left it in the hotel. On the last day we walked, I left it in that hotel and just kept my little bitty tube of Aquaphor. But I used the Skin Glide as opposed to the Aquaphor because it worked better, but I hung on to this just in case. And then I couldn't find a smaller one, but I took a tube of Neosporin just in case of a cut or something. Fortunately, didn't have to use it, and nobody had to borrow it, so that was a good thing. And I took my husband's Swiss Army knife, and I did use this quite a bit to try to, my pulls were sliding, so I used it for that. And also I used it to get the little pebbles out of the treads on the bottom of my shoes. So that came in handy. Didn't have it on the plane, of course, which meant I checked luggage, of course. And then I bought these scissors, which I think are so cute. They're my favorite little close-up scissors. I have other kinds, but these are, I think, the best. And I had these for a variety of reasons, but I used them to cut this paper tape to wrap up my toes for blister issues. So that was in there. Then in this other red first aid kit, I had watched several videos about what to do if your hydration reservoir springs a leak. So this is a repair kit for the hydration reservoir if it leaks. And then I had sunscreen, Alta MD, SPF, I think earlier video I said SPF 40. And then I had some, powdered sunscreen that can go over that. That's SPF 50. And then I had some Alta MD lip balm, which I did not use. And then just in case, I had a thermometer and some thermometer covers in case I started running a fever and wanted to make sure I didn't have any kind of infection or anything. So that's that. And then in this blue first aid kit, I had stuff. This is really, truly just in case stuff. I had, women will understand this better than men. I had the test sticks in case I got a UTI. Nothing could have been worse on the walk. And then I had azo tablets in case I got a UTI. And then in case my stomach, I thought the food would be very spicy. And I should make a whole video about the food. The food was amazing, fantastic, and not real, well, you could get spicy, but I didn't. But just in case, I took some Pepsid AD, which I didn't need. And I took some Prilosec, which I also did not need. Yay. So this was kind of a, hey, I didn't really need this, but I had it just in case. Then I took this sack. Right now there's nothing in here except garbage bags. I had some other stuff in here. I reshuffled things around, but I took garbage bags just in case. And then 2 more little bags full of stuff. So I took a whistle. A lot of people said take a whistle in case you fall or something. I actually was happy I had the whistle because if I got too far behind the group, it's a really loud whistle. I wore it around my neck, or if I fell down a hill or something, and I could whistle for help, and my friends knew that I needed help. I also took, this is something I saw on a video, don't laugh at this, but actually used it. It's a hiker shoe brush. My shoes, especially when I do the video on shoes, you'll see I had a pair of Keens. They got really dusty and dirty and just, they didn't even look the same color. And then on the pebbled trails, just the bottom of my shoes got so full of gunk. And most of the hotels, not all of them, but most of them had hardwood floors, and you just tracked all kind of stuff in there. So it's very small. I did use it to brush off my shoes. So I liked having it. I did take along these Bottle Bright cleaning, what do you call these? Tablets for my hydration bladder. Put them back there and talk about those later. I saw on one video it might be nice to have some duct tape in case you tore your backpack or something. I had the scissors to go with it, but I didn't use this at all. I had another little pair of scissors just in case. Like I said, I really liked the other ones, but these are really hard to open. Like, I'm not even gonna do it. They're too hard to open. The other ones are really easy to open. They're too hard to shut. Put those over there. And last but not least, oh, there you go. I was sure I was gonna use these, but I didn't. Another pair of arm sleeves. Didn't use them. So that was that, in a free Brighton bag. And lastly, I had these extra like little straps. I tied my poles on to my backpack when I wasn't using them with these Velcro things. That was very handy, and I was afraid I might lose one of those, so I took 2 extra ones. So don't regret that. I did take these straps. They're like 8 inches long, and you know, they have a thing on them. You can never have too many straps or Velcro. I did not use them for anything, but I would have been happy to give them to somebody else, or you know, who needed them. Then I took a headlamp. This headlamp is an LED light. I used it when I was training because we used to, in Houston, it's so hot. We used to actually walk really early in the morning before the sun came up. So I did use it for hiking in Houston, but we never hiked at night. So I didn't really need it on the trip, except for one night in one hotel. There was only one plug beside the bed, and I had to plug my watch and stuff in there. So I wore the headlamp so that I could read. So I used it once, and I could have lived without it because I could have used the flashlight on my phone. So if you're walking the Camino and you think you're going to walk at night, highly recommended. but if you're going to do day walking, I didn't need it. I took extra parts to my hydration bladder. Talk about that later. I took extra shoelaces. Everybody laughed at me, and they should have, because I haven't even taken them out of the thing. I had pretty brand new shoes, so I really didn't need these, but just in case. And then I had some extra tape. And that was pretty much it for all my first aid stuff. And too much stuff, but you know, just in case. And if I ever do the Camino again, I will know what not to take. And I've surpassed 10 minutes, so I'm gonna end this video. Goodbye.